What's up, y'all? Welcome to Smoking the Bay Cigar Review. It's your boy. I am here with a special edition for a tutorial. I'm here to help folks cut their cigar. Punch, guillotine, or V-cut. You got three styles you can choose from, or you can do the old school method, but I don't recommend bite off the cap. A lot of old school cats do that, and if you don't have one, I understand. Let's get into the different type of cuts. You have your standard straight cut tool. There's several different types out there, different ring gauge sizes and everything. So you got to make sure you have a large enough one for the cigar you're smoking. This straight cut has a back end so you don't overcut your cigar and cut too much off. Some folks cut way too much off and you don't want to do that. You just want to cut right under the cap. We have a V cut, which this Calibri is a dual cutter, which serves as a straight cut on the back as well. Another dual cutter, you have your V cuts, you have your punches, you have your scissors. There's a Cigar folding scissor, actually a cigar tool because it has multiple features. So when it comes to the choice, it's pretty much your preference. One cigar, in my opinion, doesn't smoke any better. I notice on a straight cut, my cigar unravels a little more versus a V cut. I'm a V cut person. I only use a punch when I smoke a large ring gauge cigar. Your scissors or your V cut or your straight cutter can't get over the cap. I have to punch it a few times in the top, and usually I'm good. And sometimes I use cigarillos, but a lot of folks don't recommend that. Your call. Be careful. You don't want to crack your cigar and mess it up and ruin the experience. So let's go with the straight cut, aka guillotine. When you cut your cigar, you just want to cut right under the cap, right under the cigar cap here. You don't want to cut too much off. You don't want to cut down here. You're going to be wasting your cigar. Let's go ahead and cut it up. When cutting your cigar, you just want to cut a little bit off the cap and top. Decent cut, straight cut, just enough of the cap cut off to enjoy the smoke. You don't want to cut off too much. Cutting with the scissors takes a little more precision. You got to be careful. What I like to do is take the cigar and just slowly spin the cap until the cap comes off. As you see right here, you just cut the cap off. The tobacco is still in there. A little bit got cut on the side here. Cigar is a little dry, I believe. But you just want to cut enough to cut the cap off. Just take your scissors and slightly rotate it around the cigar, spinning it slow, and cut you the cap off. Some folks like to cut straight through, and that can crack your cigar. Let's go ahead and try a V cut this time. So take your cigar. Most V cutters are going to have a guard where you don't have to worry about overcutting your cigar. So just pretty much take your cigar, place it in there, and squeeze it closed. Nice V cut there. But as you see, V cutters all have the guard and guide to help it stay on line. So you're not going to overcut your cigar. Now let's try the punch. You just want to tap into the top of the cap of the cigar. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to press too hard. Just kind of spin, just drop in right below the cap. Don't go in too far. You'll end up cracking the cigar. As you see, cap pops out right there. You're good to go. So no matter what cutter you choose to use, punch, V cut, straight cut, or dual V cutter, scissors. No matter what you choose to use something you like. Make sure it fits the cigar you like to smoke or you're currently getting ready to smoke. A lot of times when you use a punch, you can tend to find the oils building up. So you're going to get flavor from the oil. The V-cut is known to give a more intense and concentrated draw. You pull smoke from the top and the bottom of the cigar. Preferably on most cigars, but not recommended on bellicosas, pyramids, and cones. V-cut is good on most cigars, but not recommended on pyramids or bellicosos because those you might get a tight draw and you don't want to cut too much off of your cigar. So on those types, use a straight cut. Scissors are similar to a guillotine, But if you precisely use them just to cut the wrapper off of the cap, you're going to have the tobacco in its hand rolled state. You're not cutting through the tobacco, just cutting the cap off lightly. It takes time and practice to get that. So, whatever you choose, enjoy. Find what you like. Try the same cigar with each three type of cuts and see if you like it. It's up to you. But just practice. Get some inexpensive cigars and practice. If you don't want an expensive cutter, take a trip to your cigar shop or lounge and you can find a nice cutter for a reasonable price in your budget. Or you can order something online. So whatever you choose, find what fits your smoking style, but just remember, don't cut too much of your cap off of your cigar because you're cutting into the budget of the cigar. Thank you for joining me on this small tutorial of how to cut your cigars with 3 different type of cutters. Enjoy what you're smoking. Have a good day. Happy smoke, player. Peace.